Okay, so it's time for another update. I think this is part 5. After I decided to do some of the neck stuff, I felt like I should really try and buff this out as best as possible. I don't really have, a professional buffing machine, a buffing wheel or anything like that, but, I thought I'd try to do it by hand. And many hours later, I've probably put like 8 hours into this already. It's finally winding down. So I didn't really show a lot of the process. I'll show a little bit. But basically, got to be careful for one thing. It's really recommended that you use about 3 cans of the clear coat from Gracie's if you're doing, the aerosol route. And I didn't use that much. I know now that I definitely should have, because there was a couple little spots that I had to touch up and still do have to touch up. Like, I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of color peeking through there, so I'll have to touch that up later. But, it's a learning experience, if not anything else. And I don't know, it's definitely looking a lot better than it did. It kind of had that orange peel kind of texture before, which was just not doing it for me. And I thought I'd be okay with it, but frankly, it just wasn't looking that good. So a lot of this still has to be finalized, but it's definitely getting there, compared to what it looked like before. So basically, my process started at ordering the polishing kit from Gracie's. All of this can be gotten at Madison's Music. If you type in Madison's Music and Gracie's on Google, you can find it. And they have a kit that comes with a few different grits of sandpaper. Comes with 400, 1000, and 2000. I also had some others. I had like an 800 that has helped me out a little bit. And I actually ended up getting this from a local store. It's actually a little sanding pad that's 3000 grit, and that's really helped me out since I don't have the buffing wheel. And so the 400 grit is mostly for like in between coats, or when you're really trying to get it relatively flat, and then you just start building up the grits as you go. So I've been using rubbing compound. This actually comes in that kit. This is the Gracie's rubbing compound. And I've also used a little bit of this too, the Dunlop body gloss. That's been basically doing the same sort of thing. And I'm going to show you here what I'm going to do, because I don't know if you can see in the video, I didn't go as low as I had thought I did originally. And you can still see a lot of the little dimpling in here, which you can't really see in here. Granted, I'd still have to do like the 3000 grit up there. So I probably won't go as low as the 400. I'll start at like the 800, which I have right here. And I will just put a little bit of the compound down and just slowly go at it by hand. You can use a block if you want. I had just like a sanding block that I was using, and just kind of going at it like this. And after a little while, I might wipe it down just to kind of check and see my progress, because if you go too far, you can't really undo it, what you've taken away, not easily anyway. But I don't know, I just decided, I've already done so much work on this that I might as well, do my best to try and finish it up. And I'm definitely glad that I decided to do it. It's definitely looking a lot better than I thought it would. Even though, like I said, I should have used more cans of the clear coat to kind of build up more of a base. You want to do like little circles like this. Sometimes I'll do, you know, a strong back and forth just to kind of really get at some of those little divots in there. But you know, I'll still follow it up with you know, little circles after that. I use the block for the majority of like the flat spots, but you know, when you're getting in like the curves and the contours, doing it by hand is pretty much the best way to do it. Unless you get maybe like a dowel or something rounded that you can use to, you know, kind of just wrap the sandpaper around just to make it a little easier. And yeah, it's Sunday night. I think it's about 6 o'clock now. 4:28, I think, is the date. And I've been doing this a lot for the past couple days. I've spent most of my weekend doing this. I'm just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. I've got another Jazzmaster build that I'm working on after this that I've been painting pink for somebody, and I'm going to have to do this for that build as well. So this is definitely a learning experience, to say the least. I'll be absolutely using more cans of clear coat on the pink one. Alright, so that's starting to dry up a little bit because I'm taking off quite a bit of finish, or not finish, but clear coat. So I'm going to see where I'm at. So, as you can maybe tell in the video, it's definitely gotten rid of a lot of it, but I still got a little bit here and there, mostly up here. I got to get, for the most part, like down here is good, over here is good, and there's a little bit through here, so not too bad. Keep going with the 800 just because, you know, that's doing pretty well here. Drop a little bit more of this. And now I'm just going to try to focus on those areas, since I know the other areas that were fairly smooth don't really need any more sanding on it, really. And then basically the point of the higher grits is just to remove the scratches and markings from the lower grits. That's really all that's for. Alright, so that might be good there. Still a little bit left, very, very minuscule. So I think I could probably get rid of most of that with the next grid up. So I'm just going to move up to the 1000 and work at it a little bit more. And yeah, this is pretty much it. So once I get through all the grits after this 1000, I'm going to go up to 2000. Realistically, you could go to like a 1500 if you really want to before the 2000, but it's not super necessary. And then after the 2000, I'm going to use this without the compound. I'm actually going to use it with a polish, and that's really gonna kind of bring out the gloss a little bit. You know, it's still not going to be some professional grade thing, you know, but the little bits that I've done already are looking pretty good, you know, a lot better than it did before I started doing this. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to cut the video off here because you kind of get the idea. And all that's really left for me to do after this is I still have to wire up the pick guard, and then it's basically onto final assembly. So that might be the last video, or I might have 2 videos after that. I'm not sure. So thanks for watching. If you got any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in a bit.